Friends, Romans, and Patriots, lend me your ears and strap on your tinfoil hats, because I duked the fuck out for a minute there, and I am sorry I am late.
Very funny.
I was like, why is it so quiet? Like, fucking, I was watching Yankees chat, I guess, and in the background I had that playing. And, yeah, dude, I guess I duked out. I was tired. I was sleepy. I was a sleepy little guy, all tuckered out, you know? But it's a good thing Duke's here. Because, well, first of all, here, Duke, watch this. Pay very close attention to this. I got this just for you, okay?
Okay, I'm watching.
Yeah.
I hate you so much.
These nuts. Got it.
The ending was worth it.
Come on, gentlemen.
Oh, that got me so good. I was like, I put everything down. I started watching, and that got me. So, hey, I got a question for you, real quick. What do you call tonight?
What do you mean?
What do you call tonight?
Like the show, or
no.
All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, like what do you call the night before Halloween?
Devil's Night. All Hallows Eve.
Okay, because there was like a meme going around that said like only people in Michigan say that, and I'm like, I don't believe that. I believe other people call it that as well.
No, I've always heard it that too.
I don't call it anything.
All right, cool, gotcha.
But you know, sometimes you gotta get ready for the night. You know, just in case someone shows up with some candy, wanting some candy.
Oh shit! You know, I thought you were late, Honda, because maybe the frogs got you for the whole, get them in all the time.
No, I totally fell asleep, dude. Like I was like, oh, I'll just like lay down for a second, and I've got like an hour till this show starts or whatever. Yeah, I got a full sleep cycle, dude. It was nice. I actually feel
That's good, man. Your body told you needed it.
I guess so, dude. It was an unexpected nap. MSB says, it's buy the damn candy for tomorrow night day. Smoke says, Honda stole that from the bishop that touched him. I've had Thanksgiving dinner with the bishop before, believe it or not. With the actual, there's more than one, obviously. But, yeah, we had dinner with the bishop because my dad was a, what do you call it? Dean of admissions for a seminary college in Colorado. So, we never went to church when I was a kid. I can count on like fucking my hands how many times I've been inside of a church before. So, he did a really good job raising me Christian or whatever. But, I turned out all right anyway, regardless of what he fucking did. So, oh, Corey, I'm glad you're here. Hold on.
What's up, bro?
Here you go.
Corey poop. Corey poop poop poop. Corey poop. Corey poop 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 poop.
Oh, damn it. I like how it changed it just a little bit.
Yeah. Duke, don't feel left out because I got one for you too.
What is wrong?
Is that a play on fucking that cartoon show? Fuck. South Park.
I don't know. I don't know what that was. I found it on the internet. The internet has very strange things.
Well, that one hit the nail on the head. Now, do you remember
Yeah.
that episode of South Park where someone told them that if you shove food up your butt, you know, it was healthier, so they ended up starting to shit out their mouth?
Yeah, but they didn't eat poop.
Nope, that's why I said, is it a play on it? Hello?
No, it has nothing to do with that, I think. I mean, honestly, I don't know what it is. Maybe it does. I don't fucking know. It's some shit I found on the fucking internet. Jesus Christ.
Calm
Don't
your
fucking
tits,
ask me
bro.
to explain this shit. I don't fucking know.
Calm your tits. It's okay.
It's like, why is the sky blue, Honda? Because
It's not, it's gray.
What?
I said it's not, it's gray.
You're gray, like the poop you eat. You're like fucking.
I'm
You ever
just
eat like
fucking
a-
with you, man.
You ever eat a bunch of fucking powdered donuts?
Not really, no.
Anybody out there? You ever eat too much powdered donuts? And then the shit that you take later after you eat the powdered donuts?
Yeah, well, is it like Fruit Loops where it's all like bright green?
Yeah, it's like that, except for it's got like no color at all. You know, it's like white.
Oh, looks like ET when he was sick.
Yeah, it's like sick. poop.
Yeah, like sick ET is real creepy. When he's
Mhm.
by the shore. Yeah, I don't like that. I can't eat Chex Mix. Not Chex Mix. Puppy Dog Mix. From Chex Mix. Because
The
it looks
fuck
like
is-
sick ET. Anything that looks like sick ET, I can't touch. Because sick ET was real disturbing.
You know, Duke.
I want to crack an egg in your asshole and dick you down until it's scrambled.
Damn.
That's
Wow.
wow.
That's kinky.
I get scared every time
Kinky
you show something now because I'm worried that
You don't know what it's gonna be.
Scared.
It's like, well,
Yeah.
what is this? Oh no.
Yeah.
Next is going to be sick ET.
I mean, I don't have that one ready. I didn't think about that. Maybe I should have. I should have thought about some alien memes or something before I fucking, had Duke on. But then I duked out rather than continue to download things. It's been a night, man. Been doing some stuff. But yeah, I was gonna do some research, and then I had to pick up kids and do stuff, and you know how it goes. Sundays
Yep.
are hard sometimes. I don't really get a lot done sometimes. Sometimes I've got time to do a bunch of stuff and fucking put a whole awesome show together. But the fact that I am banned off Twitter fucking kind of put the kibosh on that for the moment. It's another 4 days till I can go on Twitter and actually retweet anything. I can go on Twitter.
You're just limited on what you can do.
But it's your account is locked, and then I'm like, oh, that sucks. Well, let me just look at stuff. Ooh, that's cool. Let me retweet this. Boom. Oh, you can't because you're fucking gay. You're super gay. So yeah, it's kind of tough to put a show together when you're super gay. Matt would know about that. God damn. See, look at all these fucking whores online. They don't do anything. Do you think there's anything going on in her head except for, I like the way that this looks. I'm going to get lots of likes on my picture. I'm going to go to the cosplay thing and people are going to love me.
And then I'm going to sell my bathwater to stupid people
Yep.
God
and
damn.
possibly give them herpes.
Sorry, it's hard to go from sleeping to show. I totally did. I was I don't know, 10 minutes ago I was sound asleep. Dude, Kanye West has been talking about the juice quite a bit lately.
Oh yeah, real heavily.
Why is everyone so afraid of a little dog? I guess it's a big dog. Yeah, dude, I got nothing. So we're going to do a little QA tonight, man. Q&A. If you guys have some questions and you got anything you want to talk about or you have any subjects or whatever, Oh, I did see this too, though. Check this out. Video of a giant squid. They're talking about being an underwater welder. Like, this thing seems like it's like sick or something, though. It's like not moving very much.
Damn. That's a big bitch.
Yeah,
And it's a little bitch, though, is the thing, because it's like, what is it? 3.7 meters in length, but they grow between 12 and 13 meters. So it's like, yeah, it's a big bitch because it's a, 4 meters, like 4 yards long or whatever, But it's only 1/4 of how big they actually get. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Fucking sweet. Fuck you.
It's a lot of vittles.
Why do Mafia members wear rings on their pinky finger? Says Mark Anthony. So when they punch you in the face, it hurts more? I don't know. What do you guys think? Why do Mafia dudes wear rings on their pinky finger?
I don't have a clue.
Mm-mm. So they can look stupid.
Look at Never Enough Ammo cursed pics. I don't know if I can do that. Here, let's look at some. I'll bring it over here. Oh, Van Drake was messaging me like, what time does this start? Oh my god, hold on, guys. See, this is what happens when I fall asleep before the chat, and then no one who's a guest on the chat wants to talk or do anything or help out. They just sit there like a fucking bump on the log, and we have a shit show.
Okay, so your finger on your pinky finger on the ring, that's just a status symbol for the Italian mob. You're talking about anything else with like a Yakuza? The Yakuza lose a pinky for mistakes. So it's like a one mistake, one chop. I've actually met a couple of Yakuza dudes over in Japan, and those guys are legit terrifying. My buddy dated a chick that her dad was missing a pinky, and it was real clear what he did, and then he told us at dinner one time, and that's not something they just kind of freely talk about. I never returned there because I wanted nothing to do with that. He ended up dating the girl long enough to get a car and pretend like he was going to get married, because if you were married in Japan in an E3, you got to get a car. So he did that long enough to get a car and get a license, and then dumped the girl. And I thought that was a huge mistake.
Aren't you like basically taking your life in your own hands at that point?
I thought it was a dumb idea to date a yeah. So I don't know if it was. I wanted nothing to do with it after that. I was like, you just went to a guy's house, had dinner with him. That's a big deal, and now you're gonna since then dump his daughter and shame her. I thought that was dumb too. So either way, who knows?
It's like they do that to them. They lose a pinky for whatever his crime was. What are they gonna do to an outsider?
That was my point a lot. So it was all right.
They just
Whatever, nothing ever
become part of the new
happened.
highways.
So if you guys thought that I was bad at fucking 80% lowers.
Yeah, I saw that. That's like
Okay.
If you just
Honestly, like, they're not as easy as you would think. Like, yeah, this guy did an absolutely fucking piss poor, terrible job that no one should allow him to get near a fucking drill bit again in his entire life or whatever. You know what I mean?
But that's probably the first one he's done. Like, it's easy to say.
No, it's not. Like, I Honda, the gunsmith, am saying that this guy should not be around anything having to do with any kind of fucking gun parts or drill bits ever for the rest of his life. Like, someone should, like, cut off his fucking his thumb or something. Like the Yakuza cut off your pinky so that you learn your lesson. This guy should get his opposable thumb cut off so he can't grab tools anymore.
The Smoke says, and now we know why that guy's anus fell out, dude. Completed the mystery.
Oh, is that the butt pad? What the fuck? Why would you do that?
That'll feel great.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I guess it'll make sure you never shoulder the bitch.
Right?
I think right.
KY Ride said, how about realizing only 30 to 50% of the world pop has on one, what the fuck?
Has an inner monologue. So like you talk to yourself constantly. You have like a Fred Savage moment for Wonder Years. Do you have that?
Yes.
I have that, where I'm constantly like
I have it.
monologuing my life or what's going on. I call it the Fred Savage. So you have like, did you ever watch the show Wonder Years?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
my Fred Savage is a
Okay.
fucking asshole.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
He
you
just
have an
walks
inner
around,
monologue.
like, calling everybody stupid and, saying that I'm doing shit wrong. And, he's very harsh. He's very, very truthful, though, at least. You can listen to mine and, get along pretty well in the world. Although you'll have pretty low self-esteem.
Mine's more like I'm telling a story. Like I'm going throughout my day, and the inner monologue is speaking as though I'm going to tell the story later. So that's how my monologue. Oh, that's cool. What's that? It's the 686.
Yeah, because
4-inch?
Randy Butternubs is asking what barrel length, 3-inch or 4-inch.
I prefer
This is the
3-inch.
3-inch. This is the 3-inch, and I like it. Would I
That's
rather have a
nice.
4-inch? I don't know, man. Maybe. I don't think so, though. I think this is the one. It's pretty fucking hefty, too. Like that extra inch of barrel would maybe make it even more hefty. Like this thing feels like it weighs like 4 pounds. I don't think it is, but it just feels like it's just solid fucking metal,
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know.
Very
I think
nice.
personally 3-inch is the better carry if you're carrying it. Now, if you're using it for something other than, everyday carry or whatever, then maybe 4 suits you better. But there's not much ballistic difference between 3 or 4-inch.
If you can't get it done with 3 inches. Oh, wait. What?
These nuts. Got him!
That will never not be funny.
No.
That
No.
clip will make me smile every single time. That kid's hilarious. So
Yeah. That and the whole fucking Joe Biden thing, too. The little musical.
What, this?
Children and I suffered the pressure.
Pushing down on me, pushing down on you.
That's the one.
That's
you see the video of Obama trying to quiet the crowd as they screamed F Joe Biden?
Yeah, we were watching that last night.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
that was,
He's
that
getting
was
mad
great.
and they're just screaming it and he's losing control of it. Oh, that's man.
It'd have been even better if he would have just walked off stage with his head down.
Well, he couldn't. He had to stay out there until they got him to stop. And that was what his hit. I mean, he was betting on. But man, there was some poetic justice there.
Oh, definitely.
NC Lucky is saying, ever been around anyone with Tourette's syndrome? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, there's a guy actually back in the day that used to come into the restaurant that I worked at. But it always makes you think of that episode of South Park where Cartman realizes that Tourette's syndrome is a thing and starts faking it. And then he fakes it for so long that he develops Tourette's syndrome and says a bunch of shit that he doesn't want to say. It's great, dude.
Mm-hmm. I miss that show.
It's still on the internet.
I know. To me, there's different levels of Tourette's because some could have it more mild than others, and then some of them is just like, holy shit, you belong in the Navy. Because you cuss like a sailor.
Yeah, my inner monologue cusses like a sailor too. That's the other thing that he does.
Oh yeah, same here, big time.
He uses a lot of words, a lot of colorful language. You know, my inner Fred Savage, as Duke calls him.
It's important to have that. I don't think everyone does. And some people.
Now, when you think, do you think in words, or do you think in pictures? Are the words written, or are they like spoken? Like how does that work for you guys?
I'm talking. Like
Yeah,
if it's
mine's spoken.
Yeah.
Because I think in a combination of spoken and visualization at the same time. Like I can take like 3D objects and manipulate them in my head and turn them around and stuff and show them from the back or forward or upside down. Like whenever you take like those IQ tests, you're like, which picture is this one inverted? I'm like, instantly fucking know it. I don't know why.
I bet Matt thinks in musicals.
Matt just thinks in like titties and anus.
This is
There's just a bunch of fucking buttholes walking around in Matt's brain. There's some boobs occasionally that walk by. And the boobs are like, "Hi, Matt. How's it going?" And then the buttholes are like, "Oh, you nothing." And that's how he thinks.
Top quality. Nothing but top quality.
I don't know. Prove me wrong. Like, I assume that's what's going on in Matt's head at all times.
just a bunch of twerking.
Yeah, it's just chicks twerking until my fucking channel gets demonetized. Yeah.
Age restricted instantly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. What's going on, Van Drake? Sorry, you walked into this shit show. See, he just muted himself. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna do other things.
No, I'm here. I've been stuck on this goddamn Call of Duty, man.
Oh yeah,
Obsessed with it.
is it the new one?
Yeah,
I was watching
That
some
fucking-
gameplay from someone earlier today.
it's really good.
That game is pissing me off. There's so many fucking glitches. It keeps, just randomly booting me out of fucking the game and just fucking annoying. Can't do anything.
The new one that just came out.
Yeah, it's a little bit buggy,
Hmm.
but they fixed most of it. I haven't crashed at all today, and I've been in big parties and everything. It was crashing mainly because if you're in a party too big, like 3 or more, it'll crash on you. But that seems to be fixed. But as far as gameplay, oh man, it's really good.
Brian Knight says Matt thinks fat bottom girls make the rockin' world go round.
Yeah.
You know what that show's about, or that song's about?
Man, I think fat bottom girls.
That
Makes
song's
the
about him
rockin'
being molested
world
by
go.
his nanny as a child
That's awesome.
in Trinidad or wherever he was from.
I already hated that fucking song. Now I
Yeah.
hate it even more. Thanks, Duke.
I'm there for you.
No, I really did. Like my sister, we were on our way to prison to visit my father as a child, as we did once every 6 months growing up. Yes. And during one of these trips, it was my younger of my 2 older sisters' job to bring the music. And the only fucking tape, yes, it was a tape because it was back in those days, that she brought with was Queen's Greatest Hits. And we listened to Queen's Greatest Hit. It's like a fucking, I don't know, 12, 14-hour drive, 14 hours of driving through fucking nothing. And back then, there was no radio for like huge chunks of time because it was just back in the day. And like, if you remember back in the day, radio wasn't what it was today.
Yep.
They didn't have the fucking range. They didn't have stations everywhere. So there was like giant fucking huge chunks of time where there was absolutely nothing to listen to. And you'd look out the window and it's just fucking cornfields. So bringing music along is very, very important because that's the only thing that you have. You didn't have a phone to fucking look on the internet and do stuff. You didn't have like a little fucking TV that you could bring with you and watch movies. You had the fucking radio, and that was it. So the only thing that she brought was Queen's Greatest Hits. And we listened to it 14 hours there. And then for some reason, no one thought about buying a tape while we were in the town that the prison was in to like listen to on the way back at like a truck stop or something. You know, they used to sell tapes. Yeah, no one thought about it, and we just listened to Queen's greatest hits the entire way back. Fat Bottom Girls and Bicycle. Those are the two songs playing in hell in my head.
Those are rough.
Bicycle.
Shut the fuck up.
Want to ride my bicycle.
Oh, there we go.
You know that part of the car ride where you have like a mental breakdown? I don't know if you've ever have been in the situation where you're driving so much where you slightly have some sort of breakdown to yourself and you like pull over and you like question everything you've done in your life up to that point, and you're like, what led me to this point where I'm going to drive these many hours in this car? I have been there. I don't like it.
It's like that last little bit of the drive where you're like, you start recognizing things that are familiar to you, and then you're like, I'm almost home, but then you forget that like that's like 45 minutes or an hour away from your house, and you just happen to recognize it.
Yes.
You're not actually almost home. You're still a fucking hour away. So in your head, you're like, dude, we're almost home. Booyah. And then an hour later, you get home and you just want to fucking like burn the car down. Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah. Happened about 2 hours into a trip. It happened in Arizona from California to Flint. And I got to Arizona that first night and I was like, what am I doing? It's so hot.
Just realized I forgot my nicotine pad. Like, why do I feel fucking snarky right now?
Tom F., I've done that many times as well.
Jacobo, A Jacobo says, what's really going on with the Pelosi story? One side claims it's a conspiracy theory, the other side claims it's true. All I'll say about that, and who fucking knows? Like, the story is not going to be known to us for a while. There's information about the person in question. There are facts that don't fucking line up with what fucking reality is. So what the left is saying is not true. What the right is saying is probably closer to true, but also probably not true. But I will tell you this. This is true. No radio. Yeah, dude, back in the day, there was like huge chunks of the fucking country where there was no fucking radio. Unless you wanted to listen to like AM Christian talk radio, which is like worse than Queen's greatest hits. Again and again and again. Although at a point, I probably would have preferred it. Sometimes I zone out and like time travel when I drive. Yeah, dude, we get on autopilot. You ever do the thing where you're like, okay, I got to go to the store, and you hop in your car and you like go make a right and then a left, and then you're like 3/4 of the way to work, and you're like, wait a minute, why am I driving to work right now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
The smoke is fucking going after TC hard right now.
Yeah.
It's comical.
It's like we're just hosting a forum for TC to get roasted by the smoke and other people.
Pretty much.
It's like there's not even a chat going on. It's just, it's all about that. Whatever's going on out there. See? You've been thinking about me every day. You guys don't know that song?
Mm-hmm.
I did a terrible job. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. I really wish I hadn't fallen asleep at this point. It kind of fucked me up. Xanatos, how are you doing?
Chilling like a villain, drug dealing, dope stealing, skrilling.
You're drug dealing?
Say what?
You're drug dealing?
No. I was just kidding.
Holy shit!
So I got a question for you, Duke. I still haven't got a chance to watch it yet, but I know you said you were halfway through it. Is All's Quiet on the Western Front worth watching?
Oh yeah, it was. I'll say 10 out of 10. It was
Sweet.
amazing. The whole thing was great.
How did it compare to the original one back in the day?
That's hard to. It's a hard question. I mean, it's a movie from the 1930s, 20s or 30s. So I mean, yeah, it's true to the original. It's good. It's good stuff. I mean, it's true. It plays homage to the original, but just because you've seen the original, this one still gets you. The trench warfare is brutal and amazing, and the whole thing was good. So,
Well, wasn't there another one that was done in like the either the 80s or maybe 90s?
yeah, but this is way better than all that. So,
Okay.
this is on the lines of any war movie that you've ever seen and enjoyed. This is comparable to that, and brutal, but honest and historically accurate. There's nothing in there that I thought like, well, this isn't true and this wouldn't happen. Or not that I'm an expert on this, but I know my World War One history pretty well and weapons related to, and this was awesome. So,
how would you compare it to like Saving Private Ryan? You know, like that opening scene in Saving Private Ryan when they zoom into the dude's eyeball and they're at fucking Iwo Jima, or whatever.
They're at Normandy. Yeah,
that's what it is.
This is comparable to Saving Private Ryan on every aspect, in my opinion. It's a foreign film. It's not about American. It's all about Germans, but it's World War One Germans, so it's a little more acceptable. It has a great story and has multiple scenes in which you are gut wrenched, just like in Saving Private Ryan. It would be worth just to watch the combat scenes together sometime, just because of the intensity. And it's trench warfare. So they're running through no man's land in a German charge, attacking a French position, and like jumping into the trench, shooting from the top to the trench, and then going into like all of the little nooks and crannies, and going from K98s to bayonets and clubs and spades and trench tools and pistols, and going down to that is really intense. I was hoping for like a Marine to jump in with a shotgun, but that didn't happen. But it's good stuff. The music in it is really good. It's kind of got a little bit of a hint of some modern music, some kind of electric guitar strum thing that kind of keeps playing throughout the movie, and it's a very intense soundtrack where it just kind of strums and it brings your anxiety up like the character in the scene. And so you kind of go on this journey with the character as he starts from a young boy who has lied about his age and enlists in the German army towards the end of the war.
Is he an aspiring painter by any chance?
No, there's no references to Zafura. But yes, no, none of that. I think Hitler was already gassed and Hitler was already gassed and in a hospital bed at this time, trying to recover his sight. I believe, at this probably about when this was going on. But it follows the literal last days of the war. Like the movie is set, I think, within the last week or so. A couple weeks of the end of the war. It's great. It's really intense. Really good story. So,
did you ever listen to the podcast The Great War?
No.
Dude, it was actually really good. They did a week by week recap of what happened that week 100 years ago.
Okay.
And they did it from like basically the weeks leading up to the war to like a week or two after World War I was done.
Yeah.
As if, like, here's what happened, now. And like they would give you developments and, like the battle of this and, like
Okay.
I forget all, like I didn't watch it constantly, but I watched enough episodes to like know some stuff about it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, really intense, sad, very sad ending of World War One in reality. So,
Yeah, like where I forget where it was, but there was like the battle where the two sides were like, I mean, they were entrenched obviously because that was World War One and that's how it worked. And they're kind of like lobbing shit back and forth and shooting back and forth. Well, meanwhile, the Allies dug a fucking pit underneath the German fortress.
yeah,
And filled once they got underneath the fortress and they made sure that they knew where they were, they're like 20 feet below where the fucking Germans are. And they filled this shit with dynamite, like thousands of pounds of dynamite, and then like sealed it off and lit the fuse and fucking blew up like 10,000 dudes with one fucking bomb.
yeah. It's intense. We look at trench warfare the same way we look at like why were all those dudes standing in lines shooting back and forth at each other with muskets? It's just so archaic to us, and to think like there were lines that were drawn for years and only yards were made back and forth. So it was like a trench warfare where you fought in no man's land and literally just took about 10 or 20 yards a day. And went
The
back
French
and
were the
forth with
fucking worst, dude. The French are just like retarded. Like,
Yeah.
we are the French. What was their motto? It's like, it's not about, it's the army with the best morale will win.
Yeah.
So they're all about morale while like they send tens of thousands of dudes to die in the Battle of the Somme or like fucking, yeah, dude, like absolute ridiculous numbers of people dying. And the French generals are just like, well, we need to increase morale. Like rather than like tactics or equipment or anything having to do with war whatsoever. Like Jesus Christ, dude, fucking retards.
Yeah. That comes about in this movie where you will feel that. You will feel the pain of why are you doing this? Why are you throwing these men up against this wall of death? And it's
Wait, so what were we talking about?
We're talking about All Quiet on the Western Front, just got dropped 2 days ago on Netflix.
Okay.
It's very, very good.
All right.
Worth your time, especially with the Armistice Day coming up on the 11th, which then became Veterans Day. So it is.
So is it kind of like the no man's land and trench warfare, so to speak, in 1917? The one that came out.
Yeah, there's a lot of semblance of that. This is dubbed. It's dubbed, so you're gonna have that, which is fine.
That's not gonna bother me.
No,
Okay,
but it
this
does.
guy, hold on. This guy's saying, I'm making random observations about streamers. I'm guessing Honda is a Pisces. Wrong. He owned a cat named Mr. Whiskers at some point. I've never owned a cat. He likes the movie Taxi Driver. I think I've seen parts of it. And he likes Tom McDonald. I like Norm McDonald. So you're like 0 for 5 there, buddy. 0 for 5.
I met Norm McDonald at a taping of a pilot in 2009.
I like Tom McDonald.
Norm McDonald
He's
was
a
a
good
very
rapper.
funny guy.
Norm McDonald's fucking hilarious. It's a tragedy that he's not with us anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very funny in person and liked to, out of all the actors in the show, was the only one who kind of like worked the crowd and wanted to talk to people and cared that there were a group of people watching a pilot of a show that he was in. It was
Nature always like to take the good ones early.
Yeah, it was like the semblance of a sitcom show where it actually had a live audience and you watched it and laughed. And he kind of came out and worked the crowd. Everyone else, didn't really care. And I thought it was neat. So
Wasn't he relatively young when he passed, Norm?
I
He
mean,
died
he's like
this
in
year.
his 50s, right?
he just died.
Well, I know that, but I don't remember his age, but I thought he
60
was
something. He was in his
quite
60s.
young.
Yeah, he's like 65 or something like that.
Okay.
Scott Patterson said, here's the thing about people like TC. It's all about getting attention. Doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. The worst thing you can do to TC is ignore it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what I do now. If I see a comment from TC, I don't even read it. So you can talk to people in the chat, I guess, TC, but I will never read it unless you do a super chat. I guess if TC super chats me, I'll have to read it.
$2.
Yeah.
Super shit.
Nah, you have to read it. TC's if he only does 100. So,
dude, it's hard to even find a fucking comment from anybody because the smoke and TC are just like blah 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 blah. It's like ruining the fucking chat, dude.
Verbal diarrhea.
Like not the chat, because the chat's always already ruined, but it's ruining the chat out there for the viewers who were trying to like follow along in the text chat. They're just like, I'm just gonna fucking wait. Hold on. You're gonna do this.
I want to talk.
Not that one. Fuck.
Wow.
They're gonna
it's
do.
like TC
Wow. Wow, that looks nothing like me. I am a handsome man.
I mean, he's wearing your shirt.
I mean, okay. That's cool.
I mean, look at it. It says Duke. See?
Because I wear a shirt with my name on it.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Mostly like a black t-shirt. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Or like a good, like,
You went
long
to college
thermal.
game, Duke University.
Duke University. Did you go to Duke University?
No, I went to a community college.
Duke Community College.
Do you like... Oh, hold on. I got a bunch of shit on this. Do you like the Duke?
Oh, that's, yes, I do. I'm a big fan of the Duke.
Yeah.
Duke Wayne, baby. Duke
And there's
Wayne.
my grandpa protecting his ass.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
cool.
yeah.
I like that story. That's a cool story.
Just means my grandpa was more of a badass than Duke ever was. Just, not famous.
Yeah, that is a big thing. Not a big fan of his real life. I like more of his persona in TV shows and movies, which is a little bit better. I have a friend who likes to remind me that he was a draft dodger. So
He was a draft dodger?
I think he just says it to get a rise out of me. So I don't know. I haven't looked up all that information that much, but I pretty much think if you were of well-bodied and able mind and like, I don't know, 41 to 45 and didn't join, there's probably something wrong with you. What's his name? Flew bombing missions. Stewart, what's his name? Jimmy Stewart flew bombing missions and killed Nazis and still, did Hollywood movies after the fact and before the fact. And was a colonel by the time he retired. Yeah, that guy. And there was a bunch of other examples of celebrities who.
What did Elvis do?
Elvis got drafted in Korea.
Korea.
During the Korean War, but never served in Korea. Served in Germany. I think it was even after the war had kind of calmed down.
It was after. Okay.
Yeah, he got drafted but went. And I haven't looked a bunch, but he lived in Germany and partied. He was with some kind of tank division or something, but he did the game and and I think he was away for a year or two, something like that.
I thought they treated him like fucking Captain America before Captain America picked up.
Yeah, I don't think he was going to PT and running around, but there's, I don't know, some accounts from his buddies kind of say something different, that a lot of guys respected him, but I think that's kind of a Hollywood thing. I think it was a thing like, hey, you're drafted and you're going to show up to these things and you're going to wear a uniform. and we're gonna leave you alone. I mean, because he lived off base and had a girlfriend, and I got him. I'll be right back.
Dude, check this out. So this is a Starbucks worker bitching about not having a union because he, she, it, they, them, zer, zel, zem, Beelzebub doesn't think that working for 8 hours is fair.
Oh,
We can't hear it.
yeah, we can't hear it though.
You can't, dude. What the fuck?
I
God,
know
fucking,
last night it was working and now tonight it's not.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
God bless America. People are asking what happened with the Paul Pelosi story and Nancy Pelosi and shit last night. I'm telling you that the official story from the Democrats is a bunch of fucking bullshit and doesn't mean anything, and it's just a cover story for something that probably looks way worse and is probably more like this, honestly. But I don't know what happened. I'm not sure. You know, maybe some random dude without pants on managed to sneak by all of the security guards and fences and dogs and locks and break the window from the inside to get in somehow. And when he called the police, did you hear about the police phone call? Like, they don't actually have the phone call, but they have the dispatcher talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that one.
And they're like, oh, I told him I had to go to the bathroom and take a bathroom break. Like, what the fuck? If someone's breaking into your house and assaulting you with a hammer, do you get to be like, time out, bathroom break?
Well, I heard he wasn't even hitting him with the hammer until the police got there.
Yeah, that he panicked when the police showed up.
Yeah.
I just find it really weird in this. It is awful convenient that this happened right at midterms, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the official story doesn't fucking add up, is my point.
Oh, hell no, not at all.
Regardless of what the fuck you think happened, regardless of what the fuck you heard, regardless of what the fucking police have said, regardless of any of that shit, the official story makes 0 sense. Which means that the real story is very damning for the Pelosi family, because they're running fucking program to like convince people that this thing happened and oh, he's actually a MAGA Republican. Well, the dude isn't a MAGA Republican. He's like a nudist colony fucking person who's like on the left who went to MIT and like dropped out of MIT and shit like that. Like, doesn't really fit the fucking profile of a MAGA Republican.
I mean, why not just tell what actually happened and handle like Bill and Hillary Clinton scandal back during his administration with the whole Monica Lewinsky thing? Did it ultimately, that alone, cause him to be impeached? No. I mean, it may have played a small part, but who gives a shit? Just fucking.
You guys can't hear this at all, can you?
No.
No.
Nope.
Fuck you, goddamn StreamYard. I don't know what the fuck, dude.
We heard it last night, though. I mean,
I know. That's why I'm saying fuck you, StreamYard. Here, let me put. Here's the speaker. You can't see it. Here. Here's the speaker. All right, I'm playing the video. Can you hear it now?
No.
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 Jesus Christ. All right, I'm super annoyed. Super fucking annoyed. What can you do? This small area has enough oil to fuel America for the next 200 years. Then why in the name of Jesus are we going to fucking Saudi Arabia and any other country for any kind of oil whatsoever ever? Can anyone answer that? No, you can't.
Nope.
Because when I was a
Probably
kid,
because they
when
rather
I was
steal
a kid,
other
my
people's.
mom always used to say, well, the reason that we're going to OPEC countries is so that we can use up their oil first. And so when their oil's all gone, we'll be the only country with oil left. So that's why we're going to the other countries to do it. And I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Because like when the world really, really needs oil, we'll be the only ones with oil and we'll fucking kick ass and make a fucking shit ton of money. Like everything that we're spending now will make back times 10. That makes perfect sense. But no, they're like, oh, the earth has to be fucking saved from the fucking white people because they're the ones that are drilling for the oil and putting black people in chains. Like, God damn it, dude. Like, none of that's happening. None of that's happening. Electric water.
How did then explain why I'm wearing chains?
You're wearing gold chains, Leo. That's different.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Firecracker.
I mean, if it were up to me, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh. Damn. Nah.
Can't win them all. Dude, someone was saying on Twitter before I got banned that I'm a white supremacist because I follow Jack Posobiec.
I've heard that name.
Like the news reporter who goes on Tim Pool's show all the time and talks about Ukraine war stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know you too.
Dude, where's Ohio Patriot? He's the one with the, oh, that's this person facts. He's being
Yeah, I
quiet
was trying to remember. My mind is confusing multiple people together right now.
Hey, that guy's wearing the same Nirvana shirt I'm wearing. Look. Just different letters.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, did he die? Oh, in loving memory?
Yeah, looks like Colorado family teen killed in Halloween crash urges safe driving. I'm assuming this is from last year or years previous.
That sucks. R.I.P.
First time I ever had a gun pulled on me was on Halloween. We were out trick-or-treating and
Damn.
some teenagers who were much older than us were rolling around in a car while we were walking.
Duke snoring.
Oh, okay, that's that.
Dookie.
Dude.
What's up? I got back. What's up?
Oh, you're just breathing heavily into your microphone.
Oh, my bad, dude.
No, you're good. We thought you were snoring.
I had to run back. Little dude's not feeling good. Gets me all bummed out, dude. I hate that.
Oh, booyah. Jobs for men where you get paid to get laid. Number 1 of all time. Bartender. Oh, Honda, why do you work as a bartender in a server? It don't make no sense to me. You're stupid for doing that. Shampoo is better.
Duke, I hope little man gets feeling better, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Number 2's bouncer. Number 3's club promoter. Number 4 is DJ. I always wanted to be a DJ. I thought that'd be fun. You just get to sing a couple things and then hit play on the record or whatever, you know?
Right. All 4 positions are all club related.
Yep.
Top
lifeguard and cop. Dude, there's always fucking badge bunnies too. You ever notice that around like cops? Have you ever hung around cops before? There's always like some stupid fucking bimbo coming up to him and being like, I just love that you do this. You're protecting us. My name's Karen. I saw this guy had a car with like political advertisements saying like, oh, Douglas County, elect this person for this and that person for that. And the 2 people that he was promoting were Karen and Doug. I'm never voting. I don't even care if they're like Republican and I agree with them. I'm not voting that way. I'm sorry. Change your names first. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
That is so good.
Oh, Honda, do you know what was in my head all day at work?
What was in your head at work all day?
Pressure.
Shooting and I suffered the pressure.
That one?
Yep. Right. It was in my head all day at work for some reason. I don't know why.
This has been stuck in my head all day. So it's a little
I
different.
thought bicycle was.
No, that's the thing that makes me kill infants and kick people out of my chat for bringing up. Like, that's what they listen to all day inside of the abortion clinic. Too far, too soon, too much? Sorry.
I was looking at a rare tweet where Mr. Gunsy here wasn't promoting something.
If you want to go to your messages on Discord, I'm sending you a video that is it's appropriate, but it's very fun and very true.
Well, you can't hear the music, but we'll do it.
They can't hear the music?
Can't hear anything.
Okay.
Well, here, look.
Well, then it's not good then.
Yeah, you can't hear it.
The music makes it, so.
It's Red Dawn, baby.
Yes.
Wolverine! Like, it's still one of the most scariest scenes of all time, I think.
Yeah, the first time you see that as a kid and you're like, I think I was 9 or 10, maybe,
Right.
And you see
during
that
the Cold
scene.
War days.
I'm post Cold War, but still, still had that fantasy as a child that the
Really?
bad guys are going to paratroop in. Yeah, I'm 35, so
Okay.
I watched it in the 90s.
Oh,
how old were you when the Berlin Wall fell?
What's that? 91?
Was it?
I thought it was
I
89.
thought 99. Oh, yeah.
89?
89.
I'm two.
I'm about to say 90. I'm about to say 90.
Born in 87, so
Oh.
no recollection. So 35, so
Yeah, it was
barely
1989.
around. Yeah,
I remember
I was 2.
I remember it happening. I remember everyone thinking how big of a deal it was. And I remember them like tearing down this wall and me being like, so the fuck what? They're taking a wall down. Like, but I was like, I don't know.
I saw it
7 or
on
8 years
TV.
old.
Right. I saw it on TV. I was like, okay. What's
Yeah,
this
I was
about
like 8
again?
years old at the time. So old enough to remember it, but not really to grasp the gravity of the situation.
Right. But I always knew that Russians were bad for some reason. I didn't know why.
Oh.
Apparently
Dude,
just
not
from
having the
all the
fucking audio is pissing me off. And the fact that it keeps coming back and then going away and then coming back and then going away because someone's changing some fucking like arbitrary like switch at StreamYard, which I pay them money for, by the way. StreamYard, you're fucking the fuck up and you're ruining my chats by doing this. And now I have to buy a fucking like a what do you call it?
A mixer?
A mixer so that I can do my chats. And I don't even know how to do a mixer, what mixer I need. I know nothing about this. Thank you a lot. Appreciate it, boys. Not you, but maybe they're just a bunch of gays. That's what it is. A bunch of fags working there. Illegal ATV roaming on the streets of Montego, PA. Now Plymouth meeting northeast. One reaches out and door handle of car. What the fuck? I mean, it'd be pretty easy to run these motherfuckers over.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, there's bad game to play, boys. Like real bad game to play with a vehicle.
You ever
try
see
to
like a
surround
bunch
my
of like
vehicle
hood
like
ass
that?
black people on dirt bikes rolling around in the hood on dirt bikes doing wheelies and shit? And like the cops try to stop them and there's nothing anyone can do.
Cops don't even stop them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like they'll turn on their lights and they're just like laugh at them because all the bikes are stolen anyway. Like 90% of them are just stolen motorcycles that Now they're in a stolen motorcycle gang. No one has a license plate. No one has an ID. Even if you fucking crash your bike, you just leave it and steal another one, you know? Makes me upset. All I want is a motorcycle, and I don't believe in stealing them, so...
I remember this one guy on the block, he stole a motorcycle. Didn't know it was a low jack on it. So the guys came and like they was about to set his car on fire, but then they decided like just to bust out his windows instead because they didn't want to catch all the trees and houses on fire.
Here's the Satanic Temple whatchamacallit? What's it called when you get baptized? So they're deep baptizing people.
Oh, look at Infernus.
And people are lining up and taking the mark of the beast upon their forehead.
Idiots.
What does that sound like?
This is very dangerous stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
This is although I don't. No, this is very dangerous. Folks that are delving in this, they think it's funny. They think it's you are.
Yeah, you're cool if you do it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is some pretty. Oh, look at that!
Ever So Numb dropped in $2 and said, "First donation for your Kenwood fund." Bro, like I got to learn how to use this shit too, and like I don't know, man. I'm just annoyed because I've been doing chats for over 3 years now, and I've never needed a fucking mixer this entire time. And now all of a sudden I fucking need a mixer.
Tell you one thing, they won't think it's cool when they're descending into the pit.
Ooh. Dude, I mean, out there, how many people think that we're in the end times? Put a 1 in the chat if you think we're in the end times.
I think we're in the end times.
Like, if you think we're close, or like, you know, like 7 years of tribulation is upon us, or it's about to be, or whatever.
I think that shit's about to hit hard real soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too.
I would say once Honda start buying mixers, it's gonna keep going.
Fucking mixers, damn it!
Yeah,
it's
look,
gonna keep going.
Patrick Pew Pew, Randy Butternubs, Damien, Yosh, Kelly, fucking everybody's fucking on board. Yeah, Eagle Tooth says almost. Don't Poke the Bear says 10.0.0.1. Oh wait, that's for the internet.
Did someone fall? Are y'all okay?
No one fell, bro.
Okay. You okay over there?
Yeah, I get. Open my damn drawer and I got a Glock in there and it's all fucking rolling around and shit, like wobbling.
Dude, this is a good point. It's funny how like the left is like, oh, the right are Nazis. They're Nazis. If you're a Republican, you're a Nazi. They're violent. They're angry. They're bitter. They're bad people. Cory Booker wants to punch the president in the face. Joe Biden wants to beat up the president. Maxine Waters wants to incite others to harass Trump supporters in public. That was the big one, and that fucking led to a bunch of violence. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Kimmel and others on late night hosts joke about assassinating the president. Snoop Dogg makes videos assassinating the president. Kathy Griffin poses with severed, bloody head of Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Johnny Depp jokes about assassinating the president. Madonna wants to blow up the White House. Black Lives Matter chants they want cops dead and fry them like bacon. Antifa routinely assaults Republicans/conservatives. AOC calls our Border Patrol agents Nazis, refusing to condemn violence against them. Scalise, shot by Bernie Sanders supporter and nearly dies. Mm-hmm. The so-called Squad supports terrorism of Hamas and Palestine and routinely spews anti-Semitic rhetoric. That's weird. That's like the most Nazi-like thing they do. Congress refuses to call out Ilham Omar for her anti-Semitic, anti-American remarks. Rashida Tlaib calls president a motherfucker. And don't forget fucking Rand Paul, who got beat up and had several of his ribs broken by his fucking liberal crazy-ass neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
In defense of Johnny Depp, he was thinking Zachary Tyler.
But
Skidmark says, I remember watching on TV with my dad as the first Iraq war started. The cameraman was filming live out the hotel window, and a cruise missile just flew slowly down the street past the window. I remember when there was that Arab lady who went on TV before the war started talking about how the Iraqi soldiers were going into Kuwait Kuwaiti hospitals, and taking newborn babies out of the preemie ward and leaving them on the floor to die.
Yeah, the babies in the incubators video.
And it turns out, oh, that was actually the daughter of the diplomat from, I forget what it was, like Jordan, I think, the Jordanian diplomat's daughter who wanted to be an actress and decided to make that her debut. And it wasn't true. None of it was true. We've been lied into every single war we've ever been into my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And here we sit at the precipice of World War III, fighting against Russia and China, basically, with a proxy war in Ukraine, dumping billions of dollars into a Ukrainian fucking military that has memory of supporting the fucking Nazis as they were putting Jews into fucking gas chambers and are proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the ones that we're fucking getting behind? Dude, war's always terrible. War's always a fucking lie. And every time they're like, we need to get into this war. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. I don't care what your fucking reasoning is. You're fucking wrong.
Exactly.
Unless I look out my window and I see this shit. Unless I look out the window and see that shit, I don't care, dude. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Wolverines!
But now, like, what do you think would happen if we just decided to remove all our bases from across the world? Like, just remove all of them. Like everybody come back home. Like, fuck all these other countries. Like, you handle your own problems.
As long as it's not
Right.
done like Afghanistan, where they just leave a bunch of shit.
I mean, how long we been in Korea? How long we been in Germany and Japan? Like, are we supposed to be there forever?
Apparently.
Are you talking about just military bases, or are you talking about consulates too?
No, just the military bases.
Okay.
What's up?
I don't know, man. Like the way that other countries are completely okay with it too. Like think about like post World War II, Japan could put 100% of its resources into helping its people, into rebuilding their society, into modernizing, because they had to basically rebuild Tokyo because Tokyo got firebombed into non-existence. I mean, you got Hiroshima and Nagasaki, obviously, that were gone. You had all of these things going on. So their entire fucking society had to be rebuilt from the bottom up. And they came out of it stronger. Why? Well, they didn't have to pay for a military. They didn't have to worry about defense of their country. Because we were
defending it. We defended it from China for fucking 20 years after that shit.
We still are. We still are. They're only allowed to have a small defense force. The Japanese army is pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, we are Japan's military. Straight up.
Yeah. There's 100%.
And at that time, the end of World War II, we had 3/4 of the world's gold supply, right? Now we're at like 20%, something like that. So we went from 75% of the world's gold supply was held by the United States. Now it's 20%. We made 50% of the world's cars, or like 80% or something like that. It was some like huge, overwhelmingly large number of the world's automobiles were produced in the United States. Now it's like 5%. The fuck is this? I don't think I want to do that. It's like a QAnon fucking QR code.
Meat spin.
Old Man Buttwrinkle says, I remember my dad making me watch The Fall of Saigon. Said it was history. First time we lost a war. I was in kindergarten. Well, think about how many people we left behind in Saigon. Wasn't that many. There was a few. There were some people we left behind in Saigon. Certainly some of the Vietnamese that we wanted to get out of there who were our fucking allies didn't get out. But how many Americans did we leave behind in Saigon? Not many. Barely any at all. How many Americans did we leave behind in Afghanistan?
It's an unknown number.
Thousands is the answer. Thousands and thousands. How much materiel, how many tanks and airplanes and vehicles were the Vietnamese able to capture from us when we left in Saigon? Probably a few.
Right, all the ones that's mostly in the water.
But barely any. Why? Because as we were retreating, we're like, oh, I can't drive this anymore. Molotov cocktail. Boom, it's burned, it's gone. How many vehicles did we leave behind in Afghanistan? All of them is the answer. Almost all of them. So the billions and billions and billions of dollars that we spent in an 18-year-long war, actually it was like 20 years, 20-year-long war that was never declared as a war. We never declared war on fucking Afghanistan. The Congress never declared war. That's how you declare war. You have to go to Congress and they have to have a vote. And then after the vote, you declare war and then you mobilize and Congress fucking allocates funds for the war. But since Vietnam, we've just been like, oh, it's not a war. It's a military action. Like, did we ever declare war in Vietnam?
No.
No, we didn't. The last war that we declared was Korea.
I don't think it's Korea either. I think it's just World War II, wasn't it?
No, the last one was Korea.
I think Korea was still considered a conflict, right?
No, it was a war.
Let me double check that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
My
smoke
father
is
was
saying
actually
that
part of it.
The smoke was saying that WO 2020-666 or whatever is the mark of the beast.
Oh, it's
Bill
a
Gates' mark of the
microchip.
beast.
Oh, it's a microchip, something like that. I'm looking up.
Oh, you're right. We didn't technically. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't technically a war in Korea.
Right.
So I guess, yeah, the last one was World War II. Every single one of these has been a lie. Every single one of them has been a lie to take your children, my children, you and me, whoever it is, back in history, out of our parents' home, out of our country, throw us into a fucking meat grinder. And if you happen to get out and you're injured, well, we're not going to pay for that. I mean, why would we? We already got what we want out of you. Oh, we'll give you a little free college. It'll be fine. How many fucking veterans kill themselves every day?
At least 22.
All right.
Yeah, it's like almost one per hour.
And if you're in Canada, they encourage it, apparently.
Since we've been doing this show, somewhere in America, there's been at least one, statistically speaking, one fucking service member who has put a gun in his mouth and pulled the fucking trigger.
So let me give you a context from one man's opinion. I knew intimately 3 dudes died in combat. With me, died in combat. 3 guys. I've known another, let's say the number is 7. I know 7 others who I knew closely died in combat, not with me, but have died in combat since then after. Then there are 23 guys who've committed suicide that I knew. So there you go. There's your numbers. Yeah. So 3 guys I knew intimately. There you go. That's it. So by like 3 times over, 4 times over, 10 times over. So.
And why is that? Like, why did so many dudes come home from, like, were there a bunch of, like, World War II veterans who came home and killed themselves? I'm sure there were some, but, like, to this degree?
No, there's not. It's not to this degree. It has. I think it's a lot. There's many reasons. It's a lot to do with just the suicide rate is higher for our generation than it was, I believe, in past generations. It's also has a lot to do with that fall is hard when you come back and you're no longer with your buddies and the realization that you were a pawn, that it meant nothing, that it was for nothing. That's a hard fall. And especially, I don't know, the whole Marine Corps thing is a whole nother aspect of it, in my opinion, of like you feel like this Greek god who can do anything and no harm shall come to you until you come home and you take off the cape and now you're no longer Superman, but you're Clark Kent. And things do affect you and things go wrong and you're no longer with your buddies and you're not bulletproof. That fall from that superhero mentality to the I'm no longer a superhero, I'm just nobody. That fall is pretty hard. And I think that transition is where the guys get slipped up. And that what had so much meaning, your life, your job, what you were doing, held an incredible amount of meaning for a time. And when it doesn't, and you don't think it does, like I said, that transition from zero, hero to zero, that's where guys get hung up at.
Dude,
Well,
would you say it's worse for people that have lost limbs in these wars?
What do you mean?
Like, would they be more inclined to take their own lives then?
I couldn't speak on that. I mean, that's hard to say. I think it's a part of it, I guess, but I haven't seen any study that equates that. I think I've seen more equates to like non-physical injuries, but like mental injuries, guys have a harder time. But those guys still come back with mental injuries as well. So it's kind of like it's when people say like, "Oh, you came back okay." Like, you didn't come back with a scratch, and the guy is like PTSD tripping out every night trying to suck.
Well, it's not only that it's like the terrible things that you had to do while you were there. And I'm not saying you, but like I've heard some stories from people that will turn you fucking white, Yeah. And like, but in particular, like I had a friend who was actually a friend of my brother's who was in the army, and he was the driver of the Humvee, right? And so like he told a story one time of they were in a convoy, and what the sand people would do is strap a bomb onto their child and then push their child into the road in front of a like convoy of vehicles, and then blow their child up and take out the first vehicle, stopping the convoy, and then they would ambush the convoy, right? So the standing order was child in the road, hit the gas, not the brakes. And that's all I'll say, dude. It's fucked up shit. It's fucked up shit. We shouldn't have been there. We never should have been there. What were we doing there? Oh, we were protecting the oil fields and the poppy fields. Why? 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 Oh, for the rich people in power so that they continue to get richer and have more power. So that the ones who produce military goods, like bombs and tanks and planes, can have an excuse to produce more bombs and tanks and planes and get richer and have more power and more control.
And the Chinese need the opium.
They don't even need it anymore, though, because they just make fentanyl. And fentanyl has nothing to do with opium. It's synthetic. They don't need opium. They don't need a fucking poppy plant to make it.
Is that rampant in China?
Is it rampant in China?
Yeah.
That's where we get all of ours from.
But do themselves use it? I know for opium, it's been in their culture for what, thousands of years?
What happens if you're in China and you get caught dealing drugs?
Prison.
No, not prison.
Execution.
Execution. How long does an execution take in China? Does it take years and appeals and stuff like that?
That same day, right?
Exactly. They put you in front of a tribunal. It's not a court system like we have here. There's like a series of judges who look at the evidence and say, "Yep, guilty," and then 3 dudes fucking carry you off, and one of them shoots you in the back of the head, and they throw you in a hole.
But if you're part of the elite in China, then it doesn't count. They can probably have as much opium as they want.
Well, they're government-sanctioned drug dealers. That's different. And they're not dealing it to their own people. They're sending it over here.
Yeah.
We are in the fall of Rome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like, here's
okay.
another question, Duke. Here's another question.
Okay.
How many dudes that you served with were not American?
None.
Okay, how many of them were not not born in America? How about that?
Oh, quite a few. Yeah, there was. I would say, I mean, like served with a good number, especially the Marine Corps. Had a lot of guys that were from foreign countries that joined to get their citizenship. That's a part of being able to. If you serve your country, you can. I think as long as you do like 2 years, you get your citizenship, which is kind of a pretty cool thing to see.
So technically, they
What's
still
your
wasn't
point?
citizens
No, they weren't.
when it was in the army.
Correct. There was a couple of them who were with me that were like not citizens at all, and there were a couple of them that were their families were illegal. Like they were like had no qualms about telling us that their families were in the country illegally and that they had joined the Marine Corps so that like I knew one guy was, so him and his daughter could become citizens. Pretty good guys. So
Well, one parallel between what's happening today and the end of Rome, the end of the Roman Empire, the end of the fucking civilization, the greatest civilization to that point in history that we know about, because there might have been something during the fucking, before times, before
Atlantis, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe Atlantis was a thing. Don't know about it, whatever. But Rome was it. Rome was the epitome. Rome was the top of the hill. And they had, at a point, to conscript foreign people to be in their military because they couldn't find people from their own population to do it.
Oh, yeah, yes, I would agree. I was in many years a while back. So I would say it is probably even more affluent now as time has gone on, and it has especially with recruiting numbers. I can't imagine what the current take my platoon in 2006 versus what they have now. I would love to see a comparison of the recruits that they have, like strength numbers, conditioning numbers. I'm not saying like post graduation. I'm saying like incoming. I can't imagine. Like you hear the numbers of the number of youth in America that's not even qualified for military service due to like inability for health, basic strength, and like conditioning and weight. I've heard it's pretty astronomical. And they're big time talking about waivers for everything again. That's a bad sign. That's a really bad sign when there's a huge chunk of your military or your huge chunk of your population that's not even fit for military service. So
And has no interest in it because why would you?
exactly, why would you right now? When jobs are paying what they're paying, they're trying to get a lot of people in. I don't know why you would when you can. I mean, who's going to go be a welder in the Navy right now when you could go be a welder on the civilian side and make a ton of money and have a great career? What's the draw to go into the military? And especially if you've ostracized those people already, you've told people that are conservative, pro-American mindset the past 4 years that they're all horrible people. And the government has said this. What incentive do those people have to join the military? We could look at it either way. I understand the thought of not wanting to send your loved ones that way, but like that does a lot to the psyche of that kind of applicant, which would dissuade them from even wanting to join the service, which is a problem if we want to get back to what we need to get back to.
So that influx of population basically diluted down the identity of what it meant to be a Roman citizen to the point where they had no identity left. They made it so that there was such diversity, which is such a virtue, that the level of social trust went down. Right? So, like, think about today. Like, when you were a kid, your parents kicked you out of the house. You rode your bicycle around the neighborhood all day. You didn't have a cell phone. No one worried about you. And you came home for dinner, and no one was like, "Oh my God, Honda, where were you all day? You didn't call me back. You didn't text me to let me know where you were, and I was worried really bad about where you were all day." My kids now, they're out and about walking. I call them at the time that they're supposed to be at their mom's house, like 20 minutes later. And if they don't fucking answer their phone 20 minutes later to let me know that they're there, I'm scared about what might have happened to them between here and there, which is only like 15 blocks.
Yeah.
Why? The level of social trust has gone down to the point where you can no longer function as a society. That happened in Rome. Oh, what else happened in Rome that's happening today? Well, celebrities in early Rome were intellectuals. They were movers and shakers. They were people who got things done. They were, like military fucking geniuses who won wars and did amazing things. Who were the celebrities in the end of the Roman Empire? Beautiful people. People who looked good. People who were sexy. People who looked good in their fucking toga or whatever. What do we have today?
We're back to that.
Another thing that happened in Rome. Fall of Rome. End of the Roman Empire. Cross-dressing. Grumpy Bears here. You had all kinds of people at the end of the Roman Empire who were like, I want to be a girl, so I'm a girl now, and if you don't call me a girl, you're a fucking bigot. What's happening today? What is happening today?
The same shit.
Yep, absolutely.
Dude, the Visigoths are at the gate.
So, what should we do?
Well, the thing is, like, if we would all learn from history, then maybe you could do something about it. But since the vast majority of the planet right now has the entire fucking cacophony of knowledge from the human race at their fingertips, you got your cell phone, you can look anything up that you would ever want to fucking know. And what do they focus on? Kim Kardashian's ass. They don't know shit about anything. You ask these millennials, these kids coming up about stuff, and it's incredible how little information they have, how little they know about the world, how little they know about how the world works, how little they know about anything. We're the fucking minority, the people paying attention, the people who do research, the people who know history. And what do you get for that? You get fucking shunned. You get called names. You get called a white supremacist because you fucking happen to know about the actual history of something. When you try to share it with somebody, they shout you down because they don't want to fucking hear it. So what do? You get ready for the fall of Rome.
Hey, Honda, can I throw something in?
Yeah.
Hey, so it's almost kind of like the Salem witch hunts almost. Like if you parallel what you're talking about now to the Salem witch hunts, it's almost the same identical thing. It's just you can't burn people at the stake anymore.
Which is unfortunate.
Well, I mean, the witch hunts, at least you could blame that on a lack of information. Like, someone's crops would fail, and you'd be like, a witch did it. Or someone's kid would get sick, and you'd be like, a witch did it. Versus now, you could, look up, why did the crops fail? Oh, because it didn't rain, and we don't have a fucking sprinkler system. Why did my kid die? Oh, because he caught some fucking flesh-eating bacteria when we took him to the fucking hospital. It wasn't a witch, it was the bacteria. It wasn't a witch, it was the drought, right? So we're effectively witch hunting people whilst having all of the information to let us know that they're not the witch. So it's like worse than the witch hunts. In a way. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's a lot like that. You're right. Especially when it comes to like how people on the right, for instance. Oh, Grumpy Bear just dropped out. That's all I wanted to say. It's the witch hunts. Peace.
It's the witch hunts, bitches.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, sorry, I threw myself out.
Oh, you're good, dude. I thought you're just like, it's the witch hunts. All right, I'm out. Peace.
Oh,
The more you know. Stay tuned next time, kids.
that's all, folks. Oh, so I just got married, everybody.
Yeah, congratulations. Was that today?
Wait. That our party was last night, but our official wedding day is October 31st.
Okay, I thought it was
tomorrow.
Like this weekend, and you invited me to that, and I honestly I wish that I had the ability to just like split and fucking go over there and do that, but I don't right now, unfortunately.
I know we expected a total of like I think it was 60 to 70 people to show up, and we probably had about 30 that actually showed up. But it was a small crowd, but everybody that was there are very close friends and family, and that's exactly how it needed to be.
That's cool. Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, I met your wife in Tulsa, didn't I? Yes.
Yes, you did.
She was a very nice lady, and you're a very lucky man, sir. Good job.
I am. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we were talking about this shit last night about how hard it is to find a girl who's worth your fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just, randomly on Facebook dating, and we started messaging each other, and eventually, we actually hooked up the first time we met, and we just continued enjoying each other's company afterwards. It was great.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many cases of failed relationships due to hypergamy or due to the lie that is told to women and to men about how they should live and things like that, where you have expectations of like, oh, well, I just want to fuck and she just wants to fuck, so we're just going to fuck. And then as soon as you have feelings for her, she's fucking someone else, and it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, no wonder things don't work.
That happened for a little while. I mean, I caught feelings first, and I asked her to date me, and she completely just was distraught of the idea at the beginning. But we still kept hanging out, and eventually it evolved into marriage now. And I told her, I'm going to be your last husband because I ain't signing divorce papers.
Okay.
I mean, again, dude, like if you're out there and you got a girl who's like you can trust and that isn't going to do shit to fuck your life up and to torpedo you and to fucking make things incredibly hard for your life, keep her, man. Keep her.
Yeah.
And there's a difference, TC, between this and incel. Because an incel is like, I can't find anyone to get my dick wet, and I'm just going to fucking like say all women are bad and I don't care about any of them. And that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about finding a quality woman who's worth your time, who's actually marriage material. Skid Mark says, congratulations to whoever that dude is. That's Grumpy Bear. Grumpy Bear.
And honestly, I'm punching up here because she has a bachelor's degree, and I was in the National Guard for a little bit, but I'm punching up because she actually has an education.
Well, yeah, because she bought into the lie, which is go get your education first, go get your career going, because you don't need no man, right?
Well, actually, she's in nursing, so it's more of she had to get her bachelor's, but she also went through nursing school as well. So quite literally, she will always have a job.
See, and I was just talking to my ex today, who just finished her nursing like school, whatever, passed all the tests and stuff, and she's a nurse now, and she works at the hospital across the fucking street over there.
Do you know what qualification is, like a CNA or CMA?
Yeah, something like, I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. But she was saying how much she hates her job. Because they're understaffed and she's running around doing a million things, and she's new, so they've got her on the night shift, which is the worst shift, when they have the least amount of people and like the least amount of help from people and stuff like that. And this and that. And, like on top of it, she's like lonely because, she doesn't have a husband, because the dude that she left me for was a piece of shit. And the dude after him was a piece of shit. And the dude after him was a piece of shit. And I was never a piece of shit to her, but she had this idea in her head of hypergamy and how it's going to be so great, and like how there's like this better thing just waiting for her around the fucking corner.
The grass is always greener.
Yep.
And I'm just like, that sucks. All right, like, got the kids, bye. Like, like, I don't mean to be fucking, insensitive about it.
Has she ever hinted to wanting you back? Like, did she ever throw hints in?
She told me that if I got the jab, that she would get back with me, and I was like, well, if that's the deal, then no. Like,
so what made you guys split up? Because I've heard your story, but what were like some of the feelings and emotions you were going through? Because I know you said you were working construction a long time ago, and you were trying to take care of both kids and keep the house down and all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah, while I was doing that, working 75, 80 hours a week, coming home dead fucking tired, like beat the fuck up, all that stuff. She was lonely at home, so what did she do? That's what happened.
Okay. Yeah.
And it wasn't the first time, and it wasn't the second time, and it was the last time that got me. And then we had this huge fucking fight, and she hit me in the head with an ashtray.
Okay.
So what happened? I like found some text messages on her phone. This is really personal, but whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I told everybody I'm going to tell the truth on this channel, so that's what I'm going to do. I found some text messages on her phone, and I grabbed her phone, and I was looking at it, and she tried to grab the phone from me, and I'm like, no. Like, I was just like using my body to block her, and then I went out onto the patio and walked down the stairs. We lived on the 3rd floor at the time. And there was this big, heavy metal ashtray shaped like the Independence sign, if you know what that is.
Okay.
And like, I got down half a flight of stairs, and I was directly below her, and she's like, stop. And I'm like, I'm not stopping. And she hucked the fucking thing at me, and it hit me in the head, fucking knocked me down, saw stars, needed stitches, was bleeding all over the fucking hallway. And hold on. And yeah, dude, we're having this huge fight.
That was it.
The neighbors saw what was going on, and they saw the blood in the hallway, and they saw her screaming at me, and they called the police. Police show up. Who do they arrest? Her.
Not her.
No,
her. Okay.
Good. Okay.
Because they showed up, and they were like, well, she doesn't have a scratch. Like, they tried to get me, but I told them the truth about what happened. And my sister showed up, and she was there, and like,
honestly, would you have called the police in that situation? Would you even have wanted them there?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
And she blamed me for years for me calling the police, even though I didn't. I wasn't going to call the police.
It always seems to be a neighbor or somebody outside of what's actually happening that ends up calling because they see something. It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, she ended up going to jail, and then like I went to court to testify on her behalf to get her out, because I've got both the kids now. One of them's a newborn.
You weren't pressing charges against her though.
No, I did not. I got all the charges that I could drop.
Okay.
Right?
So the DA was the one that was actually trying to press the charges on her then.
Correct, and they did.
Okay.
And she got charges pressed against her. But yeah, dude, like I was trying to get her out so she could watch the kids, so I could go to work, so I could make money, so I could pay the bills. And, you know, maybe we'll be together, maybe we won't. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Well, rather than coming home to me, she came home to the other dude. I didn't see her for a week, right? At one point, like, I had to get some groceries, so I packed the two kids up and I go to the store and I swipe the card after I fucking, you know, get all the stuff in the cart. The card doesn't work. That's weird. We've got thousands and thousands of dollars in the bank account. Why wouldn't the card work? Oh, she went to the bank and took the account down to the minimum balance because she wasn't able to close the account, opened up a new account in her name and put all the money in there.
At the same bank?
Yep. So, yeah, so I couldn't go to work. I couldn't buy groceries. Man. I had both of the kids by myself. And when she finally came back, she came back like a week later because the dude that she was with, like, got mad at her or something, you know, and she, like, cryingly came back to me. And I called her every name I could think of. Like, every dirty word, every fucking thing. Told her to fuck off. Gave her both the kids. And then I left for a month. A whole month. Went down to the Springs, hung out with my sister, hung out with some friends that I had down there.
Take off on a bike.
Straight, found a job. Got a loan from the family to, like, put down on an apartment so I could start working and have an apartment. And then worked out with her some sort of 50-50 plan so I wouldn't have to pay anything.
That's good that you guys didn't have to go to arbitration, though.
Well, she was trying to get me to, like, sign away my rights completely.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have to pay her anything, but I also wouldn't have any rights to see my kids. And I refused to do that. So, and thankfully so, because if the kids were just on her this whole time, it would have been like, who knows where they would be, you know, like their life would be fucked.
It would be, Honda, can you come do this? Honda, we need money for that Honda.
But yeah, dude, it was probably the roughest breakup. I mean, in my group of friends, of any of my friends, by far.
Yeah. That does sound rough.
And it fucked me up for a long time, dude. Like, at that point, I tried to quit smoking weed. You know, these, like, crazy dreams I've been having?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go through that when you're dealing with that with the girl that you cared about, you know? The mother of your children who you saw two of them come out of, you know?
Well, I've recently tried to quit dipping on and off, and if any amount of stress comes up, I'm like, I need a fucking dip. I need it now.
Have you tried the patch? I wonder if the patch would work from dip.
I don't know. I've been trying, I've been dipping for about 10 years now, so it's yeah.
Because I started off smoking, and then it was senior year of high school. We were running wind sprints at the beginning of the year, and I'd been smoking cigarettes all summer. And, like, running wind sprints was, like, painful. Like, it felt like I was going to cough up blood or something. And then these dudes that I was on the team with were like, bro, why don't you just dip? Like, here's some dip.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then I started dipping. And I went from maybe 10 cigarettes a day to dipping. And then after that football season was done, like 3 months later or whatever, I tried to go back to cigarettes, which I did. But I wanted to smoke like 40 fucking cigarettes a day.
There's like 3 times more nicotine in a can of dip than there is a pack of cigarettes. So dip is highly more addictive. That right. It's not just the it's kind of like the smokers thing where you want the oral fixation. Like you just feel like you need something in your lip. Like, have
you ever done the thing where you're spitting in the can in your car and then like
I don't actually spit.
What?
What?
Yeah, I got the juice.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Hey, it saves on mess though.
I guess. Jesus Christ. That makes me sick even thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah. Cast iron stomach.
I don't know. I'd say try the patch, dude. See if it does you any good. See if it helps you like dip less or something. I don't know. Like for me, it was smoking, and then I was vaping, and then vaping to the patch was pretty easy. Going from smoking to vaping was really hard for like a week, right?
So I tried vaping here a couple of years ago, and that like the dry, what is it? Like the dryness of the vape, I was coughing just all the time, and I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, it is a little bit to get used to at first.
Yeah.
But once you get used to it, it's like, this is what I need.
And
It's like I went from like where's my cigarettes, where's my cigarettes, where's my cigarettes to where's my vape, where's my vape, where's my vape. And if I didn't have my vape in my hand or in my pocket and I could feel it, in my pocket, then I would, kind of have a little mini freak out for a minute internally. But yeah,
I couldn't really ever smoke either. I think I smoked maybe for a summer, but it always messes with my allergies too much.
Oh,
like I'll sit there. Okay.
No, like keep talking. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Sometimes I smoke cigarettes or whatever, and it'd mess with my allergies, and like my nose would start running, and just it'd start messing with my ears a lot. I don't know if anybody else ever experienced that.
Not with my ears, no. But when it comes to vaping, it's really about finding the right flavor that works for you also.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, the vape that worked for me was a vape pen that felt like smoking a cigarette. Like, it tasted like a menthol cigarette. You kind of got like that burn in your lungs like you do when you take a drag of a cigarette a little bit. And that's what
Were we outlawing menthol by now? Were we supposed to get rid of that?
They got rid of everything but menthol and tobacco flavor vape because the tobacco companies are losing so much money.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean,
dude.
I still know the vape shops up the street are still in business.
Well, it depends on where you live and stuff, and like I don't know how they get around it, but like as far as the vapes that you can buy at the gas station here in Colorado, like they used to have like berry flavor and like melon flavor and 15 different flavors, and then they had menthol and tobacco, and now they just have menthol and tobacco.
Right. Now, if you're a regular customer and they actually know you, then you get the stuff that's behind the counter.
So that's not really like for the flavors for the mods and stuff. Then they're not really touching those.
Yeah, the mods are different. The mods is a different thing.
Okay.
Like the here, I still have the empty package. Like this guy, owned by Philip Morris. So they're still getting money from that. But the thing is, they get less money from this than they do a pack of cigarettes because this little 2-pack of fucking vape pods would last me a week and cost $10 versus a pack of cigarettes would last me a day and cost $6. So they're making a lot less money off of it. So they're trying to get people to fucking go back to vaping or to smoking rather than vaping. But I figured out the hack, dude. That's the fucking hack right there. And I took a shower and then I accidentally fell asleep and I woke up at the beginning of this chat and I hadn't put the fucking the patch back on, and I was like, why am I so angry? God damn, dude. Yeah, I still need nicotine badly, but this is the cheapest way to do it because these are, it's like $1 a day, $1.50 a day, something like that. Because you get a 14-pack, like a 2-week supply for $25.
Is that like an over-the-counter thing, or is it a like a prescription type thing?
You can buy them on Amazon.
You can buy them on Amazon. There you go.
Yeah, they ship them directly to your house. They don't require an ID. They just send them to you. They like overnight them to you because they're like, oh, you're trying to quit smoking? Here, have them.
Huh.
Very handy. I don't know. I'd say go to Amazon, like buy a thing of them and see how it does you.
Yeah.
It might not be enough nicotine because you're chewing, and like you're swallowing too. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's savage right there.
I've just done it for so long that it's just something that I do.
Like I got to the point when I was chewing where if I swallowed some of it, it wasn't gonna kill me. Like the first time I chewed, you get sick.
Yep. Yeah, no, there's no getting around that.
And like the 5th time you chew, you're like, okay, now I'm spitting every little bit that I can out, but I'm not sick. And after a couple of months of chewing, it's like, I swallowed some, but it's fine, you know? But,
I think
yeah,
I
and the other
was.
weird thing about these patches, too, I bought several different kinds, several different brands, but they're all the same exact patch. They're all the same patch. They have the same numbers, the same lettering, the same size, the same milligram dosage. They're just a
Just
different
like
label.
AR lowers, there's 3 places that they're made here in the country or somewhere else, and they just randomly put a different brand on them.
Yeah. No, it's true, though. It's just weird how... And, like, one will be, like, $32 and another one will be, like, $24. And I'm like, I wonder what the difference is. There's no fucking difference. Buy the cheap one. Get the cheapest one you can.
Maybe not the cheapest, but like the second to the cheapest.
No, it doesn't matter. The cheapest one is the exact same as the most expensive one.
Huh.
Yeah. John Z says, I roll my own, comes out to be about $1.80 a pack, under $10 a week. Still, though, you're smoking, man. You need to stop. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
So something I've actually been thinking about doing is maybe doing like leaf tobacco, or going back, or doing like a pipe tobacco every once in a while.
Cigar or pipe? Well, pipe tobacco is supposedly like the least cancerous way to intake nicotine in the traditional method of smoking it or chewing it.
I still like enjoying like a good cigar or like a little bit of pipe tobacco every now and then, just because. I mean,
I
when
love
it's
the smell
leisure
of pipe
activity,
tobacco.
it's kind of different.
Like the smell of pipe tobacco is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like we used to go to this card shop when I was a kid to buy baseball cards and like X-Men cards and shit like that. And they sold 2 things. They sold that stuff and they sold pipe tobacco. And it was the weirdest fucking store you've ever been in. And the thing is, like, you'd get home and you'd have your fucking comic book, and your comic book you'd smell it, and it would smell like the pipe tobacco. I still love that smell, dude.
I thought I liked the Captain Black.
I mean, was it any? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, was it any weirder than a military surplus store that also had comic books on the other side?
That's a little weird.
Oh, we went there. We were up there in Tulsa.
I know. Now that I think about it, yes, that's true. That's Tulsa, though, dude. Tulsa's on their own wavelength, man.
Yeah, they are.
They're on something else over there. I don't know. What did you think about that gun show? Would you ever go back to buy something? Did you find any deals that were worth it?
I would go. That's where I picked up my my heavy barrel 700.
I guess if you're looking for something very specific that you can't find anywhere, like an old-timey gun or something like that might be the place to go to find it. But as far as like, hey, I want like a Maverick 88, I'm going to go to this gun show. Like, you're better off just looking online, you know?
You're better looking online or going, pawn shop or something.
I think if you go there to sell shit, you're like, hey, I need some money. I've got these guns. I want to get top dollar for the guns that I'm selling. Bro, go there. Sell your guns there. That is the place to go.
So I didn't find a lot of guns there that I wanted, but I found a lot of accessories there, like bipods, magazines, like good deals on magazines. They had ammo cans, the 30 mils, for like $5 or $6 a piece. And when I went back on Sunday, they were completely gone. Like they had brought in a whole gaylord of ammo boxes, and they were completely gone. Because I picked up 6, but I wanted to fill my bag again because those were just cheap as fuck, and 30 mil cans to keep around, awesome. But yeah, no, they were just completely out on Sunday when I showed up.
I think people were still kind of on like, I wouldn't call it panic buying mode, but like better buy it now because you might not be able to buy it later mode.
Yep.
Because prices since then on everything have come down.
I would go back to that show on a Sunday if I'd go back to that show on a Sunday, like first when they opened. But showing up on a Saturday like that, no, thank you. I won't be doing that again.
And walking through that whole dude, like we walked through the whole thing at like never enough ammo pace, which is like I'm not gonna look at anything. I just want to like basically walk through every aisle and not look at anything. Because if you stop to look at anything, you're gonna lose Matt, and that's how fast he went. So we never looked at anything. We walked like 2 miles or whatever it is to like weave your way through all the aisles.
He's fucking gangly though. Matt's more gangly than I thought he ever was.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. He's got some pretty decently long legs, so he can freaking zoom.
Was he like 6'1", 6'2", something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we got done, and all I wanted to do was leave. All I wanted to do was get out of that building, and it just so happened that was like the time of day when everyone wanted to do was leave. And getting out of that building took like an hour, dude. Oh my god, I was so ready to be outside.
I was super happy with how that trip went, though. I mean, we went to the museum. That was super cool.
Yeah.
That makes me want to go up to Wyoming and go to the Cody Firearms Museum up there. Eventually, I want to go to Dragon Man over in Colorado.
So I've been to all three. Dragon Man blows the other two away.
Yeah.
Especially since Mel is still alive today. And the guy who spent his life acquiring all of the things is there giving you the tour and telling you where he got this and where he got that. And, hey, this guy's name was John. I remember when he gave this to me. He died last year, that kind of thing.
And you never know if his kids or somebody else's or employees are going to keep up the place either after he's gone.
His daughter is interested and part of the business, and she makes
that's
YouTube
cool.
videos. But nowhere near as knowledgeable, nowhere near as passionate.
Yeah.
I think she just sees it as like, okay, this is, the legacy that I'm inheriting. I might as well do it,
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not like saying like she's a bad person or anything like that. I'm just saying comparatively, like it's
this
not
man put his heart, soul, and blood into this fucking place.
Yeah.
And he's still here doing it.
Yeah, and Dragon Man's daughter is pretty hot too, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. She's hot. She's pretty. It's neither here nor there.
Why didn't you turn up the little Honda charm and,
I've never actually met
make
her.
things happen. Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I've been there 3 times. She hasn't been there any of the times that I've been there. But all 3 of the times that I've been there, Mel's been there. One of the times he was in a really good mood. One of the times he was in an okay mood. Another time he wanted to like yell at everybody. So you kind of have to catch him on a good day, I think, But yeah, the Cody Museum is pretty fucking cool. But everything's behind glass. It's like a museum. Versus Dragon Man is like, dude, you could reach out and touch the thing in front of you. You can hold the fucking cyanide from World War II German soldiers in your hand. You can pick up the key for Auschwitz for the gate. Like there's a level of tactile fucking responsiveness that you get from being there and hearing it from the guy who acquired all of this stuff. And not to mention, there's more of it. There's more guns. Yep. There's more history stuff. There's less of the cowboy shit. Like that's what the Cody Museum has. Like, here's some stuff from Custer. Here's some stuff from the Civil War. Here's some stuff from and they go through all the way like World War I. There's some World War II stuff, but that's about where they stop.
The Firearms Museum over in Tulsa, it was cool, but like you didn't get a lot of explanations on stuff.
Nothing.
Like,
you just walk through it.
Yeah, you just walk through it, and there's just a bunch of awesome shit.
Well, and not even all of it was awesome. It's like
here's
true. Some stuff from the Tulsa Police Department that was turned over to us. Oh, look, it's a Gen 1 High Point. Like Jesus Christ.
Gen 3 Glocks.
Yeah, Zyklon B. There was cans of Zyklon B. I touched a can of Zyklon B.
I will say the story behind that guy though that owned the Tulsa hotel, that was pretty sweet. When you go into that first room off the side over there.
Oh, like his tomb?
No, not the tomb. The room off to the side over there where he had the pictures of his hotel and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the whole story behind, hey, this guy just, loved guns and loved to display them and wanted other people to enjoy it too. And there you go. And I got a picture of myself with the with his big saying or whatever, his that big plaque that was in that room.
I mean, basically, the weird thing about the J.M. Davis Museum is the fact that he is buried there. That in the middle of the museum is like this glassed off area with a fucking stone fucking like sarcophagus in it, basically, where his body is, surrounded by cannons and guns. And I guess it's like every gun dude's dream, like, bury me with my guns.
Right.
Yeah.
He just happened to have a lot more of them.
Well, he also set it up with the state of Oklahoma that they can't move any of that stuff. It has to stay there. It's owned by the state of Oklahoma now, but it has to be kept and maintained and an open museum at the same time.
Okay, another benefit of Dragon Man versus Cody or J.M. Davis. You can buy guns at Dragon Man because the front,
That's fucking
before
cool.
you go in is a FFL that has every gun that a normal FFL gun dealer would have at pretty good deals, especially for Colorado. There's also shooting ranges there. So you can take the new gun that you just bought and walk 15 feet and go onto the shooting range and try it out. And
that they have outside shooting too. That's the real key awesome point too, because I hate shooting in a friggin' range.
And then another benefit is, I want to shoot a machine gun. Oh, well, you can rent machine guns because I've got all the machine guns. Which one do you want to rent? Basically, any machine gun. So there's that part. And then they've also got a dirt bike track, and you can rent dirt bikes and fucking go around on the dirt bike track and fucking have fun over there. They've got a paintball like area with all the stuff that you could possibly use for paintballing, all the like helmets and goggles and guns and stuff like that. So you can like take your friends there and go have like a paintball tournament. Like it's way better, dude.
Yep.
And then the other part, the other part is the vehicles. Because like J.M. Davis had basically no vehicles at all, right? Mm-hmm. Cody Museum has no vehicles at all. It's just guns. Dragon Man has stuff from World War I, stuff from World War II, stuff from Korea, stuff from Vietnam, stuff from like new stuff that they're still using, like Humvees and shit like that. They've got Russian tanks. They've got, World War I fucking hospital fucking jeeps. Like everything, dude. And it's all set up.
Sweet.
They've got mannequins like standing there, like acting like they're like doing stuff with the thing. The vehicles have the machine guns mounted on them with the ammunition and cans on the fucking vehicle. All the machine guns work. Nothing's
I was going to ask you if like they like demilled all that, that stuff.
100%. Everything in the museum is in working order. Like they've got the recoilless rifles and shit like that shoot the big ass fucking rockets. Yeah, dude, everything, dude. They've got everything. It's the coolest place. Way cooler than any other place that I've ever been as far as firearms museum. And everyone's like, "Oh, J.M. Davis is going to be so much cooler, huh?" Like, no, it is not, dude. You guys do not know what you're talking about unless you.
I enjoy it all. I love the experience of just being at the place and seeing what they do. See even the history and the story behind it. I want to do it all.
I'm not saying it wasn't cool, and I'm not saying it wasn't worth it to go there.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the people who say that J.M. Davis is better simply do not know what they're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we've been going a little bit more than 2 hours now, and my kids have school in the morning, and they're going to bed, and I'm probably making too much noise at this point. But I think we're going to wind it down. I do appreciate everyone for showing up. Sorry I was all angry and distraught and like groggy when I first started the chat because I accidentally fell asleep before the chat started. I duked out. I told Duke to take a nap, and then I took a nap instead.
That sounds more like a Matt move.
It happens, dude. It does happen. I don't know. Like, I have a way of falling asleep by accident, but when I'm trying to fall asleep, it takes like 2 hours. So, oh shit, Bjorn dropped in $2. Thanks, man. Right before the end of the chat. But yeah, man, we'll be back tomorrow night for the Guns and Nerds competition or whatever they call it now. What do they call
Guns
it?
and Nerds.
Guns and Penis. Hold on, there's something I got to do.
Matthew.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Copyright channel strike.
Strike me down and I shall only come back more powerful than you can imagine. But yeah, man, I do appreciate everybody out there. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Peace out. Peace.
Later.
Peace.
See ya.
Don't be in fridge.
Come on.
Peace. I got to hit the button.